Hello and welcome back to the UK Games Expo. My name is Ross Gilbert. We have got a Digimon TCG Regional. We have made it to round 6 and things are heating up and looking very, very nice indeed. And we've got a couple of decks for you here which, stop me if you've heard this one before. We've got some yellow hybrid. They are here. They are a thing. And I'll be honest with you, they are everywhere. Looking around the tournament, it really is blue-green Imperial Digimon and yellow hybrid. They are, from what I can see, they are by far the two best decks, most popular decks. Call them what you will. There are plenty of other decks around, don't get me wrong, but these are the two big ones. There is the fist bump. We've got Omer, Manan, and William Bolt here. And, set yourself into a nice comfy chair, ladies and gentlemen. Grab yourself whatever drink you prefer. This is going to be probably a bit of a longer game, but that's good. We've had a couple of shorter games. Let's go into a nice one. So it seems like we're just shuffling the security there. And yeah, so here we go with a Cupimon. And we see a memory boost coming out. So let's look at your top 4 cards. Find yourself a yellow Digimon. There's a lot of Jet Sylphimon. Generally, you take Jet Sylphimon. Here, that's all there is. Now, this is going to be interesting because they go to the bottom of your deck. And Jet Sylphimon, we know, is a really, really important card in this deck. There's now 2 of them on the bottom of the deck for over here. And that's, that could end up being really impactful as we go through the game. If I'm a yellow control player, I don't want that. Or yellow hybrid player, I don't want that. I don't want them on the bottom of my deck. But we did see a Magnaangemon coming down very quickly, getting a bit of recovery going, and then passing it over. I'm hoping in a minute, we do have dice on one of the stacks of security. Hopefully we'll get it on the other one in a moment as well. So there we go. So we got 6 on each player. We get the Jet Sylphimon recovery for Omer here. Just getting 6 on each. And we're off. And this is what we're expecting. We are expecting both of these players to use cards like Jet Sylphimon, like Ophanimon fall down mode, to build up their security. And we know it's going to be building up security, chipping away when you can, and going after your opponent's Digimon. Now, we did see William lost a Jet Sylphimon there, was in the security. So that super important card is not as prevalent as it might be. Now, we do see a Rapidmon coming down here. And doesn't get the Digivolving skill, and actually Armor Purge is irrelevant. But when you haven't got anything else to play, and it's a second Magnaangemon here. That is not what we were necessarily expecting. That one's kind of cool. We got 2 of them coming out in quick succession. It's not generally a card you want to hard cast. We don't usually see these big swings of memory. Oftentimes in the early turns, it's, trying to leave your opponent with 1 or 2 memory, try and hurt the amount of options they've got. Not in this game. We're hard casting 7-cost Digimon all over the place. So there we do see, and we got a Schwartz. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, all right? Whatever it is, for each Digimon with hybrid in its traits and each tamer you have in play, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So both those Magnaangemon went down in one go. We see option cards in Digimon being so impactful. William's just gone from having 2 level 5s that could have evolved up into level 6s and really started putting pressure on to a board wipe with 1 option card. I mean, the amount of games in online tournaments I've lost just because my opponent's got the perfect option card it's a high number of games, all right? And we're seeing it again coming in here already. So we got 6 security. It looks like in 5. We see a Cody Hina coming down. And Omer here, we're building up a nice little array of tamers. But this is a very hybrid-focused deck. So maybe it's going to end up being all right. Now, okay, for a minute there, the memory did not match for either player, and that was weird. But we're back now, free memory, and we just see a TK Takaishi into a Kazemon. Got 1 memory remaining, and we actually just see a swing into the security, and it is a Jet Sylphimon. So as it stands at the moment, Omer's actually got 2 Jet Sylphimon in the deck, and they are both on the bottom of the deck. So that's not going to be coming out, and that is one of your best recovery cards here. So that's going to be interesting as we go through the game, because, if you put it onto a tamer or a Digimon or a hybrid, you're paying 1 memory and you're recovering. It's huge. That's pretty much out now. So that's going to be interesting as we go through. Now, here comes a Kazemon, and like I say, the chance of getting a Jet Sylphimon are basically 0, so we just see an attack. Oh, it's an attack into a Chaos Degradation. But actually, this isn't ideal as a security card. It just puts one of your opponent's Digimon face down at the top or bottom of their stack. Generally speaking, the reason why you play it is because you can do that and then trash the top card of their stack. You basically take a Digimon off the field. But when it comes out to security card, it just puts it on there. Although you don't have to, incidentally. It is a you may, so you're still getting a Digimon out. So it's still, you're still getting value from it. But it's one of those cards where there is a real difference between getting it as a security and playing it normally, as opposed to something like Gaia Force, which is just awesome. So, once again, and we see this way too much in this matchup, there's no Digimon. There's Tamers. There's a whole bunch of Tamers. There's no Digimon. We've got 4 Tamers on Oma's side of the field. We've got 2 on William's side, plus the delay card there. So, yeah. Need to get some Digimon. Need to do some poking. There's a 3rd Magnaangemon being hardcast by William here. And there's only 1 left at this stage. I mean, I'm assuming William's playing 4. No, only playing 3. So that is all of them. That is all 3 of the Magnaangemon already having hit the field. That's kind of a big deal. I mean, firstly, because that's a lot of recovery very early in the game, which is kind of awesome. And secondly, because that's not available as we go through the game. Is this one finally going to stick? I mean, I'm sure William's hoping it does. So Zorio Remoto comes out. That means we've got a Kazamon coming down. And we see a Patamon coming down in the raising area. Now, what we've been seeing from Oma quite a lot here is actually attacking into the stack in this situation. And we'd see it again here. Oh, it's a Flame Hell Scythe. Oh, and that is going to get rid of it, unfortunately. This is a card we've seen a little bit throughout the weekend. So, once again, it's just a lot of Digimon coming out. Now, there is another Magnaangemon here, but that is, of course, remember, that can be played with the Flame Hell Scythe, so that's why we end up seeing that here. So, although they are in theory gone, and they are, obviously, there are sometimes cards that can bring them back, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So, we see a double attack with Magnaangemon here, does put another Tamer out, so that's 6 Tamers on the board for Oma here. But we've already seen a few Kazamon go down, so you just, and actually there's something in Oma's hand there. Very much looks like a hybrid Digimon. It is very important. Get those Digimon out. Because if the game wears on a little bit, we see a lot of recovery, and it takes a while. It takes a while to get through the game. We're 37 minutes remaining here. Now it seems like, yep. So, so we saw the double Tamer. So what we saw there was the Rapidmon taking both of them down by 5,000. And then we just saw the double Tamer, each of which took them down by 1,000 on an attack, which was enough to take out both of those Digimon. So that's actually 4 Magnaangemon that have been deleted for William here. Very impressive because there's only 3 in the deck. So we do see a Zephyrmon coming out. And actually, yeah. I mean, Oma here's got a lot of stuff. Now, one thing that is very important, both players, it looks like, have managed to get 2 Carry Kamiya on the board. By which I mean the purple Carry Kamiya, the one from BT4. When a card is removed from your security, you can suspend it to gain a memory. So that means that when your opponent's trying to chip away, they kind of get a little bit of a chip, and then it goes back to your turn. We don't see it in every yellow hybrid deck, although it's very, very strong when it works. But I believe both players now are going to gain 2 memory every time a card is removed from their security. And we're not seeing, if you've got like a Suzanimon with security attack +2, it's worth, giving your opponent 2 memory. But if you're poking with a Zephyrmon, it's not the same. Now, we do see a Jet Silphymon coming up, attacking into the Rapidmon. Armor Purge saves it. But unfortunately, we see that other, Schwartz-Lersatz? Something like that. Whatever it is, it's just cleared Oma's board of Digimon. And we're just seeing what we've seen from these yellow decks before. But William has managed to get Oma down to only 3 security. And there is a Jet Silphymon on the board. And there is a Salamon ready to come out. And there are multiple Tamers that can be Digivolved up. It's a lot to ask, but potentially with 2 hybrid Digimon, William could win the game next turn. Oh, hang on a second. All right, can I just point out, the last time we saw this, the players started counting up their cards, and I was like, is this Suzanimon? I really appreciate Oma putting the Suzanimon down and then finding all of these cards. So this is good. All those cards go to the bottom of the deck. Suzanimon comes out, and now we're rolling. Of course, we've got security attack +2. So there's a card removed. And it's another Jet Sylphimon. Oh, those things are not staying in play here. And we get another Digimon. And we get an Ophanimon full down mode. And unfortunately, that has gone away, which is, well, sad, quite frankly. But you got a lot of use out of it. You know, you got to take out 3 security cards as you did so. And we see a reinforced memory boost here. Get to put one of the top 2 cards on top of your stack. That is, of course, going to be the Ophanimon full down mode, the big one. And then it goes in there ready to come out and give you free memory in the future. Pretty good use of 6 memory, if you ask me. So we do see that Salamon coming out from the raising area. And just attacks into the stack. And we knew it was going to be in a Ophanimon full down mode. But of course, you get to recover because you had 3 or fewer security cards remaining. So that is not the end of the world. It's a Salamon we see in all of these decks because a basic Digimon that can attack the stack and then recover if it doesn't survive, which it probably won't. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Now we see another Salamon here. It's coming out of security. Yes, because the TK Takaishi was just played, I believe. And then we've got another memory boost. So at some point, William is going to pop off with potentially 7 memory. There is literally 7 memory worth of delay sitting there on William's field. So at some point, William is going to have an absolute monster turn. As it is, both players have got 3 security remaining. So if one player can get a big swing in here, that could, I mean, forgive the pun, swing the game. And actually, William's not used Suzanimon yet. So that could, although having said that, I'm not sure William's playing Suzanimon. We've got Omnimon's Warp Defeat, which is a very interesting use. But no, there's 2 Suzanimon in there for Oma. I'm not seeing any in there for William. Seems to have gone for Omnimon's Warp Defeat over Suzanimon. But we do see Zoe Yorimoto coming down. And then what have we got? Looks like there are some hybrids in the hand. Yep. So there's a Kazemon coming down. And then, yeah, and we're just seeing, oh, and there's another Zoe Yorimoto. And this is interesting. Oh, and a TK Takaishi's going into Zephyrmon. And there's another poke into Kamiya. Is there one more hybrid to win the game? Oh, it could be from TK Takaishi, but no. No, we got to pass him on. That's all we've got. Oh, that is upsetting. If we'd seen a hybrid there, that could have gone on to Kamiya and, well, actually, no, it would have passed the turnover, wouldn't it? Still, that was almost very exciting. So now it's over to William, and William starts, well, he needs to start doing what that deck does. You know, one of the things we've seen in this game is that Jet Sylphimon has not been coming out like we usually see because they've ended up in the security or they've been on the bottom of the deck. We've seen that Jet Sylphimon is not coming out as regular as we tend to see. That has sped this game up quite a bit. It means that we might see a resolution in this game in less than 30 minutes. How lovely. Oh, and it's happening. Williams building up, using some of those delay skills, building up a very, very large, 7 memory is huge. Now we see Kazemon, and we're poking into a Cody Hina. So that's going to survive. But we need some recovery here. We desperately need recovery. Because as it is, if Oma can get an attack off next turn, he's going to win the game. And there's 3 Digimon out ready to attack. They're all going to want to spend at the start of his turn. They can all attack. And then it's go time. So William here, and recovery 1 isn't going to do it. Honestly, Recovery 2 at this stage isn't going to do it. So is there an option card that can get rid of some Digimon? Is there some recovery we can bring out? Because this is the last turn for William unless he can bring out something important. Unless William can do something to turn the tide of this game, this is it. Now, we do see some extra memory being gained. There is a Flame Hellscythe, which is going to delete one of Oma's Digimon and allow William to get one back. It's a Magnaangemon, so it's still not enough. Oma still has game on board. Has William got one more? We needed to see a swing of 3. We've seen a swing of 2. One Digimon getting deleted, one security card being added. We need one more either blocker or Digimon deleted or security card added in order to keep William in this game, or else it is going to be over. As it stands, William's had a really good turn, but it's not enough right now. This is not enough to keep William in this game. Has he got another trick? And we're seeing this thing. So William here, you can see flicking through his discard pile or his trash, flicking through cards in his hand, trying to figure out, there's a Flame Hellscythe. So now we get to delete that Cardamon, and now Oma no longer has game on the board. And we see another recovery, because it's another Magnaangemon, and it's still possible, but Oma's going to have 2 of those Digimon that are, you know, 2 of those hybrid. And we've seen Oma play a lot of hybrid already. I don't think it's happening. So William there, that is exactly what he needed. And that's why we see these delay cards seeing so much play. Oma did not give William enough memory to pull those tricks off. But William went, well, okay, well, we won't give him Europe my, you know, I'll just take it. I'll take the memory using these delay cards. And it worked absolutely beautifully. Gave him the memory he needed to get those 2 Magnaangemon back. For anyone keeping count, that is 6 Magnaangemon played in total. We now see Cody Hina coming down. So there's at least 1 hybrid with Zephyrmon. Tacking into the stack. Oh, it's an Omnimon's Warp defeat. That is not what Oma wants to see. It is very much what William wants to see. Oh, my goodness. Things are changing. But once again, we see that option card that is really hard to pronounce. For each hybrid and each team you have in play, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Won't get the Omnimon's Warp defeat, but it will get everything else. So, we are coming down to it. The Salamon gets deleted, does get a recovery going on there. And now it's Oma, who is very much, you know, on the back foot a little bit here. Now we see Cardamon taking out a card. Do we have one more attack ready to go? The way he's shuffling his cards, it looks like it. Yes, we see Cardamon coming out, and that is going to attack, and that is going to take the game for William, I believe. Just make sure the players are shuffling up. Yeah, that is the game. And William, we see there why it's so important to have all of those cards stashed, all of those tamers sitting on the board. We saw Oma do it a couple of turns ago, and then we saw it from William. Those turns where you can get 2, 3, maybe even more of your tamers being digivolved up into hybrid cards. And yeah, that is pretty telling, ladies and gentlemen. So that was not what we saw the last time we had a yellow hybrid mirror match. The last one we saw was incredibly cagey, lots of back and forth, lots of little pokes, take out a security, recover one. And don't get me wrong, we still saw plenty of option cards taking out Digimon. We still saw plenty of recovering, but we saw bigger swings in that game. And, you know, both players had that term where they played multiple hybrid Digimon all at once to do big swings in the game. And, you know, Oma almost had it when the Suzanamon hit the board, and almost had it when they got, you know, all of those hybrid Digimon out in one go. But unfortunately, at the end, it was just not enough. And, you know, William does take a pretty exciting game one there. That was, I'll tell you what, right, for a yellow hybrid mirror match, that is not what we would generally expect to see. That was really good. Oh, I enjoyed that one. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't take much to make me enjoy Digimon, but oh, that was a particularly enjoyable one. So, the good news is we've actually got time to potentially do a set here. We're not going into game 3 with 10 minutes left. We've got 26 minutes left. And, you know, we've seen the pace of play at times up from these players. And, you know, little tip for all you lovely ladies and gentlemen out there. If you're going to be playing yellow hybrid, know how to play your deck fast. Because if you can't play this deck fast and you bring it to a tournament, you're going to tie an awful lot of games, and that's not good. You need to be winning games. So, here comes Zoe Oramoto. Goes and grabs that, the Kazemon. And we're off. Still would like to see a level 3 going on to that Ophanimon, but it doesn't look like that's on the cards. So, what are we going to see? Oh, there's not really much in Oma's hand I would really want to play right now. So yeah, we just see the Tamer coming down. You don't want to hard cast a Kazemon. You want to save that to turn it into a hybrid. So that makes perfect sense. So just play the Tamer. 3 Tamers out is nice. Oh, hard casting a Jet Sylphimon. I mean, look, sometimes you got to do it, but you're supposed to be paying 1 memory and recovering. You are not supposed to be paying 7 memory and not getting recovery. That is not how that card works. So we do see that reinforcing memory boost coming in, and Oma's just kind of casually built up quite a nice looking, and there's no Digimon there. But between the 3 Tamers and that delay getting ready to give some memory later on, this is looking pretty nice. So we bring out Zoe Oramoto, goes into a Kazemon there. Just making sure they've got that memory sorted. Gain some from the Cody. So they're agreeing that there's 3 memory remaining. No, they're not agreeing. 6 memory remaining. What's going on? Okay, they're agreeing that there's 5 memory remaining, and then it goes down to 3 when Kazemon comes out. There we go. Now we're good. Now that's what Jet Sylphimon is supposed to do. Although we do have an Ophanimon fall down mode, which came out a minute ago and got a recovery. That was very nice. You know, if you're going to play Jet Sylphimon, you might as well really get something out of it. So we've got 6 security cards left for each player. And what's Jet Sylphimon doing? We are attacking, and it hits a Kazemon, so that's fine. That is going to survive. If you can get rid of a security card while recovering with Jet Sylphimon and survive, so you're still there, that is just a huge advantage. Oh my goodness, there is a lot of Tamers there. Now, one thing to bear in mind with TK Takaishi, you can grab whatever card you want, but if you don't grab a yellow card, you don't get to recover to replace it. Of course, the good news is that Ophanimon fall down mode is a dual type yellow and purple, so that is absolutely something you are allowed to go and grab, and life is good. So, now what? So back over to Williams. The Ophanimon fall down mode is just going to go straight after the Jet Sylphimon. Of course, we know that there's an Ophanimon fall down mode in Oma's hand. You do not want to give them that choice. So we see, stop me if you've heard this one before, we see a Magnaangemon. So, Salamon's there in the active, in the battle area, ready to go, so to speak. Are we going to see another chip away at the security? Do we have something? Because the thing about Salamon is, although it's got recovery, it's only if you've got 3 or fewer security. But now we get the Rapidmon coming in. And you get to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon for each time you have in play. And then minus 5,000 from 3 of them. So now we see an attack. And the attack... Okay. So what we do is we suspend both the Tamers, and we see that one of the Tamers, actually TK Takaishi and Kari Kamiya, minuses 1,000 to get rid of one Digimon, and we see that the other one minuses 2,000, that's your Cody Hina, to get rid of the other, and yeah, Rapidmon's doing Rapidmon stuff, getting rid of those Digimon, taking away all of those threats, and now we're seeing a game very much more like the first one that we saw back in round 3, I want to say, where it is kind of a little bit cagey. We're, getting rid of Digimon that are on the field. We are recovering a little bit here and there. We are poking into the security, but never really doing huge swings. Now we see Jet Sylphimon taking out the Rapidmon. Do remember that Armor Purge means you lose Rapidmon, but Salamon still remains. Once again, the players are disagreeing on the memory. Now we get up to, right, they're one up there. There we go. Now, 8 memory there. Okay, there is a judge over there. I'm sure the judge will make sure everything is going smoothly. That's not my job, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you what's going on. So now we've got that Salamon there. Of course, we did see the Rapidmon go. Salamon stayed. We see Patamon coming down. Oh, we've got, I was going to say, that needs updating. That's 8 security William's got now. So we see Zephyrmon coming down. And do we have the Jet Sylphimon in hand? We do. So now we've got 1 player with 8 security, 1 player with 7. But again, we are playing Yellow Hybrid here. This is not particularly unusual. And now we're in that point of the game where it's a little bit of a war of attrition. We see the Rapidmon coming down again here. Now remember, that is not enough to KO the Jet Sylphimon on its own, but you attack the security and you suspend Kodahina to lower by 2,000. That's enough. But you do get a Zoe or a Moto coming down, and that, of course, will then activate the skill, lets you look through your security, find yourself one of those hybrid Digimon, and then if you do, you get to replace it. Not real recovery, but it technically counts. So, that's a Rapidmon. We do activate that skill. We get 3 more memory there, and then we go into a Ophanimon fall down mode, which does not end the turn. We get to recover there. We're going up to, is it 8 security now? Yeah, just pointing out, I use reinforced memory boost. That gave me the extra 3 memory. It can't be 11. There's no way that's 11. Okay, so just to confirm, there is a judge sitting at the table. They are following along, so anything that goes wrong, the judge is going to make sure it is all nice and smooth. So we're good. Now, there is a little bit of a question here about how much memory should be remaining. So they're just talking it through. The judge is going to figure it out for them. Just making sure, because we saw the reinforced memory boost come out and give that extra 3 memory, but then we saw the Ophanimon fall down mode. They seem to have agreed that there is 0 memory remaining, and now we see the attack into a Magnaangemon. We're still a little way away from seeing a conclusion to the game, but Oma's got a nice setup here. That Ophanimon fall down mode is good, and there is a possibility here of, just seeing a Suzanimon come down as a regular level 7. I mean, honestly, I would generally like to see a bit more, getting some delay cards in there to potentially pull that off, because it's a big evolution cost, but it is absolutely possible. So there is a Zephyrmon coming down, and then a Jet Sylphimon to do a little bit of recovery. And then Karikamiya is going to give an extra memory, because one of the Karikamiyas, the yellow one, gives you memory when you add to your stack, and the purple one gives you memory when your opponent takes away from your stack. So no matter what's happening, carries there, give you a little bit of extra memory, make things feel all better. So, what's going on here? Lots of chatting in this game, making sure everything's going on all right. So William there is sitting on 7 security. Oma sitting there on 8. Remember, William did win game 1. You can see that rather fetching star above the OPE logo there in the bottom right-hand side. That tells you that William won game 1. And so William doesn't need this game to end. If this game doesn't end, William's gone up to 501. The only way this ends, the only thing to stop is for Oma to go and win game 2. And honestly, at this stage, the chance of Oma actually going and winning the set seems rather unlikely, because I'd have to win this game and 1 more. We've only got 17 minutes remaining. So Patamon comes out. And I will say, Oma's built up quite a nice little selection of Digimon here. We see an attack with a Ophanimon fall down mode into... I'm sure that happened last time. But it is worth noting that between the Zorioromoto and the Zephyrmon there is an extra 6,000 to William Security Digimon, which means that although Magnaangemon doesn't have as much as Ophanimon fall down mode, when you add in that extra 6,000 from the combination of Zephyrmon and Zoe, it actually does have enough. It doesn't always end up impacting the game that much, but a great example there of why those cards can actually end up being really impactful. So, we do have a Rapidmon there. In fact, 2 Rapidmon, in fact, and a Salamon on Oma's side of the field. William, well, I'll give them this. They both got lots of tamers. It's kind of impressive how many tamers every yellow player is able to get out, but this is very much the way the game goes. So, we're getting the security put back out there. And we need to see a path to victory for one of these players. I mean, for Oma, really, At this stage, realistically, and unless there's a very weird game 3, we're probably looking for a tie. Anyone want to guess what William's going to get back for the trash of a Flame House Scythe? Couldn't even get through the sentence. It's always Magnaangemon. William is always going for Magnaangemon here because you've got that level 5 that can Digivolve up. You get to recover when you do so. You know, Flame House Scythe is great, and Magnaangemon certainly seems like probably the best option there to actually get back using that card. So we do see Rapidmon there attacking into the sack. It's a Salamon, so that attack goes through quite nicely. And then we see Salamon attacking. It's a Flame Hell Scythe. Guess what he's going to go for? So it's another Magnaangemon to recover, and that's upsetting, right? When you attack into the stack and you don't even take out a security and your opponent gains a memory from Carry Kamiya, that's just mean. But we do see a Kazumon and a Jet Sylphimon coming down here. So are we going to see a poke with Jet Sylphimon? That's what Oma seems to have been doing so far. No, we are going to see that option card that I don't particularly like trying to say, but it's going to get rid of all Williams Digimon. Now, to be fair, because you've got, a hybrid and 4 tamers, you're deleting 5 level 5 or lower Digimon. Well, yeah, William couldn't compete with that. Have we finally seen the last of Magnaangemon? Probably not, honestly. Not if William's got anything to say about it. So, do see an attack, I believe, into the security there. We see Zoe Oromoto going into a Kazemon, and then Kazemon attacks into the security, and it's a Carry Kamiya. That's going to be 2 memory every time you attack into the security. And we do see another option there, getting rid of more Digimon. And all of a sudden, Oma's good setup from a couple of turns ago just isn't there anymore. We do have a single Patamon. And there we see the Rapidmon, which is going to get just straight rid of the Kazemon. That is small enough that it will just get deleted. Are we now going to see an attack? Because that's what these players have been doing this game. Yes, it is. Just poking into that security, trying to take them down. It does, unfortunately, enough to, that is a bit too much. That is going down. Bit upsetting, but that's the way it rolls. And we're back. Oma is doing a good job poking away the security here. There's only 4 remaining, which is weird. In most games, only 4 remaining would mean you've taken 1 here. That's actually a really big achievement. The question is, can Oma keep it going before William recovers? I mean, William's playing like 6 Magnaangemon a game. There's actually 4 Flame Hell Scythes, so there's potentially 7 in a game. And they're all going to be recovering. Plus, if Ophanimon fall down mode, there is a lot that can be done here. So, see another little search out here. We've got that yellow memory boost. Getting a yellow card, going down there, giving you some memory that you can use again in the future. Whenever you feel like it, you can use that delay skill to gain 2 memory. Give yourself a nice advantage. Oh, William's got some sneaky options. There's another Flame Hell Scythe already in hand, but there are some other option cards might choose to use instead. So, what's the play here, William? What are we doing? Because there's still 7 security on Oma's side of the board. You're two further away than you were at the beginning of the game. So, can we start getting some down? This has really been a game where William's been doing lots of recovery and Oma's been poking him away. William's deck clearly uses Magnaangemon a bit more than we see in your regular yellow hybrid deck. So, what have we got? We see a little bit of a deletion there with Flame Hell Scythe. We've got Ophanimon fall down mode, doing a little bit of recovery. And then we're going to see a poke into the security, I would imagine. Oh, no, unfortunately not, because it turned the turn over. Paid too much memory to evolve up, got the recovery, not able to attack just yet. But neither of these players is being able to build up or keep a real suite of Digimon. Now, here's an interesting one, and once again, thank you to Oma for making this nice and clear. Can we find 10 hybrid Digimon or Tamers in the trash or hand to enable us to play Suzanumon for free? If we can, well, not playing it for free, you're Digivolving up onto one of your Tamers, but that is then going to allow you to delete one of your opponent's Digimon, and spoiler alert, it's going to be a Ophanimon fall down mode. And you're going to have security attack +2. And here's the thing. If this Suzanimon can just stay for one turn, that's going to be enough. So we see... What was it going on to? TK Takaishi. Oh, no. I thought we were playing Suzanimon. Were there just not enough to play Suzanimon there? Either way, you've got Jet Silphimon coming out to gain another memory. To gain another security, sorry. And then we see a poke into the security. It's a memory boost. So that's going to help out William getting extra memory again in the future. And there comes your Salamon into your breeding area, or raising area as it's now called. And we see another TK Takaishi letting you grab a Digimon. Looks like eyeing up the Patamon there. No, Zephyrmon. And then adding on another one to replace it. Shuffling them up so you don't know what's where. This is going quite well for Oma here. I am slightly concerned we didn't see the Suzanimon coming down. Looked like that was very much what he was going for. But that didn't work out. So we got the Zephyrmon down. And he's getting closer. He is definitely getting closer. Now, what's the play now? There is an Ophanimon fall down mode, which could potentially come into play here. Do a bit of recovery. So we do see an attack with Williams Ophanimon fall down mode. Takes out the Patamon, or, sees the Patamon into security. And then it looks like we're seeing a TK Takaishi here. So, it's only 3 security left on Williams' side of the board. So if Oma can bring out a big turn or two here, this could be absolutely huge. So we do see an attack with Salamon. Oh, it's into a carry Kamiya, a bit of a double-edged sword. Salamon stays around, but now every time you take out a security, William gets 2 memory, which is not really what you're looking for here. We see an attack, it seems, with Jet Silphimon. And here we see a Zephyrmon coming down. And we see another attack here. It looks to be anyway. Yeah, there we go. Into a TK Takaishi, which grabs a Zoe Oromoto and then replaces one. That's how you shuffle one card, apparently. I'll go for it. And Oma's? There's nothing really huge that Oma's done this game. There's not been a big swing with Suzanimon or, like we saw in the previous game where one turn gets 4 or 5 hybrid in one go. It's just been a pretty consistent game plan, poking away at security at every opportunity and just kind of hoping you get to stay around. So we do see Salamon attacking into Cody Hina, and that's actually not what William wanted. I think William was trying to look for the recovery there, but it did not work. The Salamon actually survived, and Oma got a free tamer out of it. So I think we're at the tail end of this game. It looks like Oma might be taking this game, and that would put us almost certainly into a tie in round 6 here. Now we do see an attack of Ophanimon fall down mode. Oh, is that Wyvern's Breath? It looks like Wyvern's Breath. That's minus 15,000 to one of your opponent's Digimon. More than enough to take that down. That's that's what you're looking for, frankly. That's what you're looking for. So that was a really good hit out of the security. So the security's been very good to Oma in the last couple of turns. Oh, no, it's happened again. We've got that card, that Schwartz Lerzatz, or however it's supposed to be pronounced, taking out all of Oma's cards. Oma was so close. Needs 2 attacks to go and win the game. Still possible if there are 2 hybrids in Oma's deck, or, a Suzanimon and another hybrid, something along those lines. But that's what it's going to take at this stage. So close. Now, it looks like Oma just actually top-decked the Kazemon there, which would be a huge deal, because that's one of the 2 needed. And there's a Zephyrmon in hand as well, so I think that means Oma's actually got this. No, it's a Jet Silphimon. Then maybe it wasn't a Zephyrmon. But regardless, this really looks like game 2 is Oma's to lose at this stage. But then what are we going to do? And then that presumably means we're going to go into a tie. So we do see the Jet Silvermon coming down. That's going to recover 1. Oh, and that means... Yeah, now we're trying Suzanimon. Now, last time this didn't work, there weren't enough cards. Do we have enough cards this time? So there was a Kazumon in hand, but Oma's not going for that. I don't think he's actually got enough memory, unfortunately, to get 2 out, to get 2 hybrid out and attack with them both this turn. If he did, that would be enough. But now it seems like Oma's finally got enough of those Tamers and hybrid cards to bring Suzanimon out. And this is going to be a big deal. Now, when you come out, you get to delete any Digimon you like of your opponent's side of the board. It's not going to be Salamon here. Just putting that out there. It's going to be Zephyrmon. Because you don't want to give your opponent free recovery. But no, I don't think we got Suzanimon out here either. We've just got a couple extra memory from that Karikamiya. Now we see an attack with Zephyrmon into a Wyvern's Breath, which takes out the Zephyrmon. But it's looking... Yeah, if Oma's got one hybrid next turn, that's all it's going to take at this stage. Now we do see a Kazumon coming down, and that is also going to poke into the security. So William's taking this very close at this stage, getting down to this free security remaining. Got 1 memory left to trying to do something with. What's the plan here for William? William knows if this game runs out of time, he will be the winner of the series because he's up 1-0. But he's got to try and then this is one of those situations. Generally speaking, you don't just want to prolong the game. Actually, right now, William prolonging the game would be great. Oh, there's a third Karikamiya now for both players. It means whenever anybody takes out security, their opponent gets free memory. Although you can start to, William's got one of the other carry to start to mitigate that a little bit. But I think at this stage, William is just trying to kind of hang on here. Now, we do see there's an option card in his hand he's eyeing up there. Looks like it might be a Chaos Degradation. It's a very expensive card to play at this stage of the game. It's an 8-cost card. That's going to give an opponent a lot of memory to work with. Where are we going? What's William up to? He's got option cards that he could potentially play.
At this time on the round, you have 5 minutes of overtime or 3 turns, whichever comes first.
And William here is just having a look, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to just hold on, At this stage, this is the point of the game. Ping a Digimon, grab a recovery, do something to keep rolling in the game. Because Oma is right on the verge of winning this game. And if Oma does, then we're going to see a tie because we're not going to even start game 3. Now, we do see Chaos Degradation here. Puts Jet Silvermon on top of the security, or on the bottom, sorry, and then trashes the top card. So, does Oma have the pieces here? We see Cody Hina into a Zephyrmon. That attack to take out the last security. And then it looks like we've got another one here. Yes, we do. We got the Kazumon. And that's going to attack and take the final attack. And that is going to be enough for Oma to go ahead and win game 2. Unfortunately, with time... Well, I think time's been called in the regular game. I don't think we've quite had it called here in this game. But we've got 1 minute, 30 seconds left, plus 5 minutes or 3 turns, whichever comes sooner. And I think it's fair to say at this stage, we are headed towards a tie. Both William and Oma here have won 1 game each. Very well played from both players. And we finally saw, Oma there just poked enough. Just poked away at the security enough to eventually start wearing it down. We did have kind of the double hybrid there at the end, but unfortunately not quite long, not quite enough for William. And it's got to be heartbreaking if you're William here, 'cause you're so close to a win. You've won game 1, game 2's going on. All William needed to do was hang on for just a couple more minutes, a few more turns, and then game 2 wouldn't have finished. He's won the only game that's actually has finished, and then all of a sudden we see a 1-0 victory. That's not the way it works here now, unfortunately. So it does look like we're going to be starting game 3, but I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be calling time very soon. And with the way this deck is made up, I'm not entirely sure either player can realistically take out 5 security in like 3 turns. Not unless something incredibly strange happens. So Zoe Oromoto is going to come down. Or come out at least. And then we see TK Takaishi. That was what searched for the Zoe. Sorry about that one. But honestly, at this stage, I think this is all fairly moot. We do have a Patamon in play. And that's going to attack into the security and go ahead and get deleted. And we see, Oma here's rushing, thinking, maybe if I can get enough attacks off quick enough. But we've already hit time. So Zoe Oromoto does finally come down, goes and grabs a Jet Sylphimon. You recover to replace that card. But does Oma have enough turns? And I don't think that's the case, unfortunately. Maybe Oma can take another 2 security next turn? And maybe win the turn after? But I think time was probably called on Oma's turn, so I wouldn't imagine Oma would have more than 1 turn remaining. So at this stage, we see TK Takaishi into Kazemon here. Kazemon is going to poke. That's going to lead to a carry Kamiya. And then we see a Kazemon hard-casted there. Puts Oma onto the turn. Then we've got Cupamon coming out, digivolving into a Patamon. Draws a card for Digivolution. Schwartz comes down, takes out both of those Digimon for William. And I think this is the last turn of the game. Yeah, put a delay card down on the last turn of the game, but we do see the handshake, and we are left with a 1-1 tie. William won game 1, Oma won game 2, and we have ended in a tie. Unfortunately, when you're playing these yellow hybrid decks, this is something that happens. These games can go on much longer than other matchups we see, and that means that we do end up ending in a tie, which is, well, it's as it is. Williams on his second tie of the game, 4-0-2, still a very, very good record, still something to be proud of. But unfortunately, it's one of those things where both of these players just got a little further away from those top places they were hoping for. So that's the yellow deck. An awful lot of the yellow deck. And since I went to the end of the round, there's not going to be much away at all until round 7. So go grab yourselves a nice cold beverage. But don't be long, because we're going to be back really soon with another round of lovely Digimon action.